double blockchains all across the sky. Double blockchains. Hey everybody, I'm Patrick Gallagher, and I created an application that allows you to play a trivia game on the Ethereum blockchain. But not just that, there's also another blockchain, which is the Simple Token blockchain. This is my application or submission for the OST Dev Challenge to use a integrated wallet in an application using the Simple Token Dev Kit. So because MetaMask and Ethereum is somewhat slow, we're going to go ahead and dive in now. But the main thing to point out is that the Ethereum transactions help keep the game secure and keep funds from going to the wrong people and make sure they go to the right people. And that's taking care of the logic of the game using a smart contract. But all the other interactions like upvoting and answering questions and closing out a game happen with Simple Token. So here's a typical game, and I'm going to go ahead and register. And two things are happening here. One, MetaMask is going to ask me to pay the entry fee for this game, which we see here is 0.01 Ethereum. And the server is also going to create a Simple Token wallet and give me a Simple Token wallet address. So while we're waiting for that to happen, we're going to also create a game. So here's another MetaMask account, and we've loaded some information in here, and we're going to go ahead and create this. Now when we create a game, we don't pay any Ethereum. All we do is pay for gas to create the game. And when a game is created, it also gets a Simple Token wallet. So games have wallets for Simple Token, and they have accounts for Ethereum, right? And users have accounts on Ethereum and Simple Token. So we got double blockchains. Okay, so the user has been registered for this game, and now we see that if we load the wallet, we see that Steve now has his balance, and he doesn't have any transactions in here because he hasn't done anything. This is his first time he's used the application. But we're not going to actually play this game. We are going to wait for the game that we just created to load, and we see that just happened. And I'll let this kind of do its magic. So now that we have the game has been deployed using a factory contract, this is a new game, we are going to go ahead and grab that Ethereum address for that and use that to create our Simple Token wallet for the game. And we see that super quick game has been created with this Ethereum address, that's Ethereum of the contract. And 10 tokens have been airdropped into the game. And those tokens are used to reward users for participating. So we'll go back out to the main page and check out all of the games. And we see that each game has an upvote associated with it. And we can tell whether it's closed, etc. Let's go down to our super quick game that we just made. And this guy's name's Steve, right? Yeah, so Steve, we want to register for this game, right? Because we haven't registered for this game. We have our token wallet, we haven't registered for this game. So we're going to do that. That one never works for some reason. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And in addition to registering, it's going to create that same call, but we have already registered within Simple Token, so it says user already created. But what we're going to do is we are going to upvote this game because we want to attract attention to the game. We want to get other people interested in it. So because you have to spend tokens to upvote games, then random games aren't just getting upvoted for no reason. There's some financial backing to that to get people interested in the game. So we see that this action requested 40053, that's the action ID, and that was called and completed successfully. And in our manager account, we're going to go ahead, and now that somebody's registered for the game, we're going to go ahead and start it. And I would do multiple players, but honestly, these Ethereum transactions take too long for a 5-minute video to show everything that's going on. So the game manager is going to start the game, and only he can do that because it's written in the contract itself. When the game was deployed, he inherits the properties, so no one else can actually use these manager controls down here. They can make the calls, but they won't be processed. And Steve is going to go check out the game. And remember, he has 5 tokens now because he submitted a vote for the game that spent 5 tokens out of his balance and went into the balance of the game itself. So let's see if that game has started. Yep, it has. So have we landed on the moon? We're going to say yes to that. And confirm that in MetaMask. And while that's loading, let's reload our balance. Now we have 6 tokens. So what just happened is when we answered a question, we get rewarded for participating in the game with 1 token for answering a question. And that's going to reset. Need to fix that. All right, now we're on, we're still in round 1, so let's go to the next round. The manager can do that. And he's going to confirm. And just to show you, if, let's say Steve wants to progress to the new round, because he says, oh, I'm going to change rounds before another player has a chance to do this. He's not going to be able to do that. So MetaMask is giving us the disabled button for confirm, which means that the transaction is likely to fail because it's defined in the contract that only the manager can progress the rounds. And over here in our logs, we see that we're getting calls. And what get calls is doing is it's taking our Ethereum address, whether that's the address of the game or the Ethereum address for the user through MetaMask. And it's going and looking up in the database which simple token wallet it's associated with. So you'll notice that there is no login for this application because it's all done through MetaMask. In the future, there will be a web token signing procedure where MetaMask pops up and says, hey, do you want to sign this message? You hit go and takes care of that. But for now, it's just pretty fast. So let's refresh this page, and we see that the game has not progressed. But that is not a problem with the simple token side. That's on the Ethereum side. My contract. Let's try to do it again. Let's see if that works. For some reason, it did not progress to the next round, but we'll try it again. While that's loading, let's go ahead and pull up the actions over here in the simple token dashboard. And we have 3 actions, right? We have answer a question, we have upvote a game, and we have end a game. And what end a game it does, it takes all the tokens that are left over in the game's balance and moves them back over to the game's creator, whoever created it. And so if we look at our dashboard, we can see that most of the transactions are answering questions, right? That makes sense. And next are upvoting games and ending games. So if one game might have 10 questions, there's going to be 10 times the number of answering questions. And we see users, every user and every game. So here's a game is airdrop 10 tokens, and here's a user airdrop 10 tokens. And so because this game was voted on once, it got 5 more tokens from Steve. And then, so that would have put his balance at 15. And then when Steve answered a question on the game, that actually took a token back out of the game and put it into Steve's wallet. So let's see if the game has progressed to the next round. Oh, yep. So now the game has been ended. And let's check to see whether or not the tokens have transferred appropriately. Cross your fingers. No. Okay. Well, what's supposed to happen is that when the game is ended, a call is made. Let's see, I just refreshed the page, so maybe it happened now. Insufficient funds. Okay, well, this is the action for ending a game, so that tells me that it's making the appropriate action. So I have a feeling that it actually has ended out the game, but it just hasn't updated in here. In general, it's pretty difficult to work with two blockchains at once because they are on different time frames. Ethereum transactions happen, and then whenever they feel like they're getting done, then you have to do something else, take another action. It's very difficult, which is why when I created a user, I had to add this like load token button, or when we make a new Ethereum game, we have to do a create token wallet button, because it's hard to chain these things together so that they happen in order. For instance, when you create a game, it takes a while for that game to deploy on the Ethereum network. So we don't have an address yet to associate that with a wallet account. So that's why we have to kind of leave it up to the user for now to say, okay, the game has been created, and now I want to generate a simple token wallet. So that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, forgot transaction history. So in the simple token wallet, we also have transactions such as upvotes and answers. So we can see what's going on there. And we have the balance in US dollars. So that is Open Trivia. It's a trivia game, double blockchains all across the sky. I wouldn't recommend it right now. It's very difficult. But I had a lot of fun making it. And I want to thank OST for, putting this challenge on and challenging me to do something really difficult. So thank you very much.